Welcome back to Justice for Jean Alesi 2 in Formula 1 97, and round 7 brings us to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Canada, which opened under the name Circuit Ile Notre Dame. However, it was renamed to honour the tragic passing of the hometown hero Gilles Villeneuve in 1982. The circuit has held the Canadian Grand Prix since 1978 in all but 4 occasions. 1987, where 2 alcoholic sponsors were fighting, as in the sponsors weren't alcoholics, the sponsors were alcohol, and you get it. 2009 because the circuit required upgrades, and 2020 and 2021 because of the pandemic. Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton have won at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve more than anyone else, both having won a remarkable 7 times each. In the real 1997 qualifying, Michael Schumacher finally broke Williams' domination of pole position, beating Jacques Villeneuve to pole position by 0.013 of a second. Rubens Barrichello continued his fine work for Stewart, getting a remarkable 3rd place ahead of Heinz-Harald, while Coulthard and Fisichella rounded out the top 6. Alesi got a very respectable 8th, and this weekend also marked the debut of Alex Wurz, who qualified 11th. Now, Wurz was in for Gerhard Berger, who had a long-standing sinus issue, and then unfortunately during that time, while he was off, his father was killed tragically in a light aircraft accident, so he would miss this race and the next 2, giving Alex Wurz a 3-race cameo appearance for Benetton this season. Last year, this was a really fun qualifying session, and I really had to push with Panis, but I could only manage 4th. I'm going to aim for the 4th we got last year. I think we can definitely match or beat 4th place. Now, if I was to get pole today, this would mark the first time in any of my Justice 4 playthroughs that I'd gotten back-to-back pole positions. I've yet to do it. With the Panis playthrough, I got 4 pole positions, which is my most in a season so far. So far I've got 3 this season, so I could level that today. However, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to be made to work for it. It's dry. The time last year was a 1 minute 14.4, so mid to low 1 minute 14s is what I need, and after just 2 laps I'm already in the high 1 minute 14s. Lap number 3 is my best. Here we go. Turns 1 and 2 don't go to plan immediately. I go a little bit deep into turn 1 and then have a very untidy exit from turn 2, so I'm already down, but I can make up the time. Turns 3 and 4 are flat. I don't change up to 6th gear until after I've got through them, and then full throttle straight to the end of sector 1. As you can see though, 1/10 down on my previous best. Only need to go down to 2nd gear through turns 6 and 7, and then it's another straight as we approach turns 8 and 9. You can go through turn 8 in 3rd gear, and then I find switching down to 2nd while we're kind of mid-corner helps get the drive out. You can see we've got a little bit of traffic up ahead, but hopefully we can clear them on a straight. Heading towards the hairpin, that middle sector was so much cleaner, now 3/10 up. Go a little bit deep into the hairpin, but fortunately pull it back in 1st gear, get the drive out. It's a Ferrari. Schumacher may be tempted to block us. Not this time. We get a little bit of slipstream past them, and we're heading now towards the chicane. It can be very tempting to brake a little bit late and then go all the way down to 1st gear to get it slowed down, but actually brake a bit earlier, take it in 2nd, and you can carry the momentum through, take just the right amount of runoff, carry the speed through, up through the gears. There's a bit more traffic, but actually we get nothing but slipstream, and it's a 1 minute 14.2. I don't even stop to celebrate, because even though I've got traffic, I'm determined to get past them, because right now, I think I can go quicker. I don't, so will it be enough? Based on the Panis playthrough pole time, I would have gotten pole with this time by 0.2 of a second. Back-to-back poles for the first time, and we do it by 0.3 of a second from Jacques Villeneuve. Michael Schumacher in 3rd, Frentzen 4th, Irvine 5th, and Berger in 6th. So the top 3 constructors take the top 6 places. Both Jordan 7th and 8th. Panis, all Prost row 5. 4 poles already, equalled our most poles in a season already, and first ever back-to-back poles, and to get that in the dry as well. It's a good lap. That was a good lap. In the real 1997 Canadian Grand Prix, Michael Schumacher went on to win from pole position. It was the 2nd of his 7 wins at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. But David Coulthard did keep him quite honest throughout. It was quite a close fight, and if it wasn't for a clutch issue at Coulthard's final stop, it might have been a lot closer. Now this of course was the race where Olivier Panis broke both of his legs in an accident, and it would cause him to miss the next 7 rounds and red flagged the race, so this 69 lap race was stopped at lap 54. Now Alesi might have benefited slightly from the timing of the race stoppage and Coulthard's clutch misfortune, but he had driven brilliantly throughout the race. He looked on for a podium even before all that happened, and he comes home with a great second here. Coulthard's misfortune meant he would miss out on points entirely, Shinji Nakano getting that last points paying position for Prost, whereas Alex Wurz looked like he was on for points on his debut, but unfortunately a transmission issue meant he had to retire. I also have a transmission issue, as you can see. Now in the Panis playthrough we started 4th, dropped to 5th, but took my time, and by the end of turn 2 on lap 2 I was leading and we won very comfortably. If it's dry I think we can win again, even if we do lose places off the line, but it's just the ever-old question of what happens if it's wet. Once again I've selected dry tyres, and Racing Di Milano raised an interesting point that he believes that it actually puts you on wets, which in this game is the wrong tyre, because I know it would be dries, intermediates, wets. This game has dries, wets, monsoon. With the weather set to the mode we've got it on, I feel like you're only ever in monsoon weather or dry weather. You don't really need the wets, because basically the inters in this scenario. And it's a good point, because while I felt like I had less grip in the race tyre compared to qualifying, I definitely had more grip compared to when I went out on slicks in practice at Imola to see what it was like. So maybe it kind of does give you half a chance, but it's still not quite the right tyre. The question remains, with me starting on the dry tyre, if it's raining, do I take the risk here, go in the pits, and come back out on monsoon tyres? I am going to be optimistic in the hope that it is dry and say let's win the Canadian Grand Prix. I really hope it's dry, because if not, Schumacher and Villeneuve could benefit massively from this. Oh, it is dry. Okay, we will probably lose places off the start, but let's make them back. The lights go on. And they go out and circuit Gilles Villeneuve. As expected, Villeneuve into the lead. Oh, Frentzen through as well. Berger, what a start from him. And I think we've held up Schumacher. I think because he's started behind us, he's gotten a little caught up and he's lost places. The championship leader is behind us. Right, Berger ahead, currently in a podium position. I do not want to cause him any problems. I want to get past him as... oh, dear. As cleanly as possible so we can continue to maybe attack Frentzen. And I was so busy commentating, I did not get my shifting very good for the end of Sector 1, but that was beautiful. Oh, I'm not there yet, I'm not quite there yet, but Frentzen, oof, has Frentzen just made a move? Oh, I'm so concerned about trying to get past Berger. Can I do it on this straight? I have no idea what order everyone's in. Ah! Okay, again I'm going to brake slightly earlier. Glad I didn't make a move because I slightly cut that and I lose a bit of time. There's no team orders at Williams. Oh, come on. Oh, we've gone wide into one. Oh!
He's hit Michael Schumacher.
I haven't hit Michael. How can I hit Michael Schumacher when Michael Schumacher is behind me? Just need to have a bit of a run up at these guys. And I'm going to get past Berger. Oh, oof! Whoa! Jacques Villeneuve! Did we all see that? Did we see that malicious move out? Do we think Jacques is maybe a little bit angry about the contact in Spain? I'm glad Berger didn't get caught then, because I just had to... just trying to control the car after being driven into. Oh, go on, Gerhard, go on. didn't mention this in the little review of what really happened, but on, I think, lap 1 or 2, crashed into that final chicane wall, did Jacques Villeneuve. He never won at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and he's having another frustrating afternoon. Well, Frentzen just drives away. Right, I really want to make... I need to get past. Oh, God! I'm sorry, Gerhard. I think that's kind of Villeneuve's fault, because Villeneuve's holding Gerhard up. We've got a bit of a show on, but I really want to get past them. Villeneuve slamming the door. He at least gives us an opportunity to get past Berger. And we look up to the...
Excellent second step faster than the race leader.
I'm not sure if we made contact there. Usually Murray says something. He said that was an excellent move. Dive up the inside, and to be honest though, even if we did make contact, after that, side swipe from the Canadian. Oh! But I go into the wall of champions. Oh no, Gerhard's lost the place to Schumacher. Well, I've got a clear conscience on that one. That's not my fault. But come on, Gerhard. But at the minute, heinz-harald Frentzen driving away with it. Need to try and catch him up, because I could definitely be the quickest car in clear air, and it's because I've had to kind of second guess the weird places that they are slow and quick. Pull away from Villeneuve, Schumacher and Berger. Hopefully Berger can get back at them. We might be able to line up and move towards the hairpin. We go round and the move is done before the hairpin. I'm going to keep the inside line.
Now he's in first place.
And we are through. Well, I wasn't expecting, considering how easily we dispatched everyone when we did this as Panis, I wasn't expecting it to take almost half the race, but we've done it. Now I need to get some tidy laps in.
Race order: Jean Alesi, heinz-harald Frentzen, Michael Schumacher, Williams number 1.
Oh, Schumacher is past Villeneuve. Villeneuve is so dominant in this game. He's usually the man on pole. If it's not, us kind of intervening. And he's usually infallible on race day. But at the minute, Michael Schumacher, leading the championship, has now fought back, and he's ahead of Villeneuve. Is it going to be Alesi versus Schumacher once again? This is such a fun track to drive on this game. I think it's even more fun now we're doing it with manual gears as well. Look at that, now we're in free air and we're starting to get the rhythm back. The gap to Frentzen is growing.
Race order: Jean Alesi, heinz-harald Frentzen, Michael Schumacher, Williams number 1.
That could only be made a little bit more perfect by just hearing the words Gerhard Berger on the end of that.
Benetton, of course, are only a relatively new team for Formula 1. They were formed from the old Coleman team in 1986, which has then been competing for 5 years. Their first manager was the experienced Peter Collins, who began the team's development and was then succeeded by colourful businessman Flavio Briatore 8 years ago.
Either I've not been paying attention or I've never been this dominant, because I've never heard that spiel before from Murray. Uh-oh. Oh, don't tell me Schumacher's got him. Didn't see the number change. Wasn't paying attention. Just done a 14 dead. Is that quicker than my qualifying time? Oh my god. Ah, damn it. Schumacher is ascending as the main threat. Well, when we did the original Justice for Jean Alesi in the 1995 season, the season where Alesi won his only race at this very circuit, unfortunately we weren't able to recreate it that season. But I'm really glad that now we've come back with Alesi again and got him the win. A popular one it would have been too, even if it's not in a Ferrari. I still think there'd be a little bit of a track invasion after this one. Jean Alesi wins in Canada. To go 0.2 of a second quicker than my qualifying time as well. That was a good one. That might be my best performance on this game. So, pole, fastest lap and the win. If it wasn't for that sluggish start that we always get, it would have been a grand slam as well. But alas, no. But I'm pretty sure that's good enough. I'm pretty happy with that. We win by 17 seconds from Michael Schumacher. A vital recovery from him. Frentzen hangs on for third after being the early leader. Villeneuve in fourth. I imagine he's not going to be happy at his teammate for getting past him. And he lashed out at us, but naughty, naughty. Berger, sadly, after rising to third, drops to fifth. We don't have anything to do with that this time, though, so it's fine. Unfortunate, but at least he comes home ahead of Eddie Irvine. There is now 1 point in at the top. We retake the lead of the Drivers' Championship for the first time, I think, since leaving Australia. 1 point ahead of Michael Schumacher. Villeneuve is 8 points back in third. This might be the furthest away from leading the championship Villeneuve's ever been in Formula 197 so far. I'm actually quite happy about that because we're still going to have some off days, but I believe Schumacher still will as well. So I think there's going to be some ebb and flow between me, Schumacher and Villeneuve throughout this season. Frentzen's third place means he's, looking quite comfortable. He's 10 points behind Villeneuve and he's 10 points ahead of Berger. In the meantime, Berger's 1 point extra over Irvine means he now takes fifth outright from Fast Eddie. In the... Oh my god! I've never seen it that close in the Constructors either. There's now 4 points between the top three. Williams 2 points ahead of Benetton, who are 2 points ahead of Ferrari. What? We can't believe we are in the fight for both this season. We've never won a Constructors title in any of these playthroughs. This might be our best chance so far. Next time we head to Jean Alesi's home Grand Prix in Manicourt, France. It was a track we struggled at last season in the dry. So, will the weather come to our aid, or will we have to maybe do a bit of damage limitation? Now we've just got the lead of the championship again. I could really finally beat this game, but at the same time, it could all go very wrong. It is that finely balanced. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support on this series. It's so good to have so many of you watching this now. I really appreciate it, and I will see you for the next round very, very soon.